Good afternoon. My name is Rich Dell. I'm the principal at Mon Valley School. Also presenting today is Miss Amanda Stewart. She is a behavior intervention specialist, been at the school for 7 years, and is one of our school-wide positive behavior support coaches. Also, Miss Crystal Ecker. She is an elementary autistic support teacher within the school, has been with us for 6 years. And she's also part of the SWPBIS team. We are a special education center. So I have about 230 students total, about 150 full-time kids and another 80 kids that come for vocational training. And we have kids from 37 local school districts. So our population, the kids that come to us already had problems at their home district. So they're coming to us kindergarten to age 21, autistic support, life skill support, emotional support. So a real wide range of ability levels, disability categories, needs that they have. And this has been really a journey for us for how to come up with things that motivate kids within the system itself. I think we've been working on this 8 or 9 years, really with PBIS, maybe 5 or 6. We tried some homegrown things first, and I think the journey has taught us a lot. I think we do some really good things with students, and I think we've got a lot of really good buy-in from staff because I think they see student results. So I'm going to turn this over to Amanda.
Thank you. Okay, so first, before I go to the first slide, I am a huge nerd and I get really passionate about stuff that I love. So I'm going to give you a warning. I tend to talk really fast. If I start, you just have to wave your hands at me or be like, psh, slow down. So, just saying that. Real quick before we get started, can I see how many people work in a special education setting like ours? My geeky heart just jumped. How many people have a self-contained, maybe special education classroom within a typical setting? Thank you everybody for coming. I'm so excited. All right, so the reason I was excited to do this is because when we first started doing, we call it SWPBIS at our school, so please understand that we're substituting SWPBIS for PBIS. I started it originally 7 years ago at school, and we tried for we did a very hard job at trying to fit into the typical PBIS mold for 2 years. We realized it just wasn't gonna work. And Crystal's favorite F word is fidelity. So what we needed to do was come up with something that worked for our school and we could implement it consistently. And what's really great is all schools do need a PBIS program. I truly believe that. But what they need to work on is making sure that that PBIS fits in within their school structure and then is implemented consistently, okay? So our objectives, I'm not gonna read to you guys, we're all educators, but what we're gonna do is just learn what are our benefits, how do we meet our students' needs, what variations did we do to our program to help our students, and then also maybe get some ideas from you guys about things that you might wanna do in your school. You guys don't only wanna listen to us, so we definitely want participation as much as possible. All right, so let's talk about the first thing. Positive benefits in a positive educational setting. So when we look at our students that come to us, and like we said, we have autistic support, emotional support, and learning support. If our students could function in their districts with the behaviors and ways that they were communicating, they would still be at their district. And unfortunately, the ways that they communicate or the behaviors that they're exhibiting tend to be more maladaptive or inappropriate. And then, of course, what does that bring? Punishment, discipline, very negative interactions with other people. So what we want to look at is remembering that that history for our students means that there's a greater need for them to have positive interactions. They already kind of feel crappy about school. It's been difficult. Maybe they didn't find that champion for them. So then it comes up to our job being, we need to give them those positive interactions. And the ratio should be 4-to-1. And then of course, when you're giving those positive reinforcement or those positive experience interactions with our students, we want to remember their cognition levels and their functional communication levels. Because if we're telling somebody good job, but they sign or they use visuals, it's lost. So of course it benefits everyone, right? Positive places are cool places to work. For our students, there are some really cool things, but I think my favorite one of this is their sense of belonging and increased connections with staff. How many people want happy students instead of sour students, right? Because then it makes your day better. And the other one that I love is how many of us have those students that they just have that in them that they want to achieve. They want to do great things. And if we could take that from that student and give it to another student. The really cool thing that we've seen with this PBIS implemented in our school is we are starting to see that intrinsic motivation for some of our students that we didn't see it before. That is a really cool thing to see. I told you I was a nerd. For staff, I mean, for us, think about it. We have better interactions with our students. We're less likely to get burned out or have that compassion fatigue. We maybe feel safer in our school. We have better connections with our students as they do with us. And we're more happy in our job. Doesn't everybody want to love their job? I'm not saying you love everything about your job, but you're happier. And then for the building, particularly for us, less behavioral disruptions, less challenging behaviors in the classroom, and then of course, we're shooting for less restraints at all times. We don't do seclusion. And I'm now going to give it to Ms. Crystal.
Hi, everyone. So we know the benefits for students when PBIS is implemented. Now let's look at applying that knowledge to a population of students with special needs. So here's going to be a quick overview of how our green ticket journey works at our school. First, staff catch students being respectful, responsible, or safe and give them a green ticket. Students then give it to their classroom teachers and get to sign up for sensory bins or the SWPBIS room, which is just a really cool room in our school that has basketball games and different fun activities in it. And then they're automatically entered for a bingo, which Amanda will talk more about in a few minutes. As we've said, our school has students with a wide range of ages and needs. When working with a large variety of students, it's important to remember these three things: their cognitive functioning levels, their language skills, and their tolerance and coping skills. All of those things can impact the student's ability to comprehend, communicate, and cope. My room's actually a really good small group representation of this. Every year I have students who are reading, writing, speaking, and earning long-term rewards, but at the same time I have students who are communicating through gestures and have the goal of sitting safely for a few minutes or doing a task without demonstrating unsafe behaviors. I do say that with love because they're all amazing and they learn from each other in the most unexpected ways. However, when all of my kids are at different levels of these three factors, they'll also all benefit from different forms of reinforcement. Sorry, let me flip through my notes, guys. So let's talk about the challenges of reinforcement. Waiting can be a challenge for any kid, especially kids with special needs. Typically, after getting a green ticket, students take it to their teacher, sign up for the sensory bins or the SWPBIS room at a later date. Now, for kids who benefit from immediate reinforcement, that process was not meaningful to them at all. That's why we added in the option of high fives, fist bumps, and earning a pencil. Now, thankfully, the team is always accepting suggestions for other small immediate rewards because high fives and pencils did not motivate my kids at all. So we started using fruit snacks and stickers instead, which did increase my students' association of getting a green ticket with being something positive. Other rooms have done small bags of chips, small amounts of store money, extra tech time. But regardless of what rewards are used for each room, the process stays the same. The next thing is bingo. Again, Amanda will talk more about it in a minute, but bingo is great. However, not every student wins every time. So that can result in decreased motivation, which is why the process leading up to possibly getting a bingo is so important. So ensuring that kids are getting reinforced like every step of the way.
My turn again. So now, and I feel like I'm normally not a person that uses a microphone, but they're making me use one, so I apologize if this is like. So for us, we do a lot of variations to the PBIS program to make sure that we reward all students, which means there are things that we have had to adapt to meet our visual learners, our earlier learners, our learners that have difficulty with making that connection between cognition and then application. So one of the cool things that we first started with was we have a bingo list, and you'll see that in a little bit. Kayla, one of our awesome speech therapists, got together with a student who was having difficulty understanding what a bingo prize meant. They got that it meant that they won something, but they were having a really hard time picturing and visualizing what they could get. So she created this based off of PECs, pictures. It's got the Mustang money up in the corner so staff or students can make that association, like this is what gets you this, okay? These are some of the posters we have throughout our school. This one specifically talks to the hallway and the matrices that go with it. So when a teacher is passing out a green ticket, it's also kind of a cheat sheet for them to make sure that if we're rewarding for safe behavior, that we're making sure we're rewarding for the right thing. And then we also have we call it RRS at our school. If you ask any student pretty much walking through the school, they will say, sign, use their device, use a PEC to tell you that it means respectful, responsible, and safe. This was another huge variation. When we first started our SWPBIS store, we had this awesome idea. We're gonna do it like an Amazon store. How cool will that be? Because that's something real world applicable for our students. However, a lot of our students had difficulty understanding the connection between ordering online and having a student intern then deliver it at a later date, right? Let's be honest, do some of us all stock our Amazon packages? I do. So, what we did with this, one of our social workers that's on our team saw this great piece, this furniture that we had from an old school store and thought, what if we bring it up to the main lobby? It's glass, gotta be careful. And we can stock it with everything that students can see that they can buy with the price levels on it. And it's really cool because the kids love seeing it stocked. I can name probably 5 students that run in every morning to make sure that the prize that they're working for is still there. What they don't know is we've also hidden some that we know when they're really working hard for it, it's gonna be there when they get it. And I also like this because there is still a real world application. The students are shopping just like they're at a store. We have a little cash box. We help them count their money. We match it to the levels that they can purchase. And then we help them, how much do you need? What change should you be getting? And then on the other side, the teaching staff from in the classroom are prompting please and thank you and the different social skills. So it's really cool when you get something that has multiple benefits, right? More bang for your buck. And now I'm gonna get back to Crystal.
Hi again. So we create videos that teachers can play throughout the year for lesson plans, booster sessions, and when students earn a ticket or are ready to shop. Our students really enjoy these. I have a student who asks to watch one of our rollout assemblies of Dr. Dow every single morning after opening. It's a good time. So yeah, the students really love them. They've seen our principal tape to a chair, walk through poop. It was Play-Doh, but it looked like poop. And yeah, blindfolded, by the way, and try a dance off. So they get to relive it through the videos. We're gonna let you guys actually watch a couple of these. Disclaimer, these were shot by moi on an iPhone, so it's not the best. Oh, maybe they're not going to. Go ahead.
Yep, sorry, technical difficulties.
Thank you. Perfect. They're not masterpieces, but you get the point.
All right, well, apparently audio is not my friend, so we're just gonna let you watch and enjoy.
That is our principal, by the way. Picture this is how we do it playing in the background while they're dancing.
And to make sure that all students were involved, every student that it was deemed safe for received a glow stick that they could wear as a bracelet, wave around, have fun with. And I also want to add my personal favorite was the year that we did Hungry Hungry Hippo with staff. That one was really fun. Nope.
Go down to this. I want to see what it's coming out real quick. I want to see if we have the audio to play next video. Can you change that to a speaker? Try speakers.
Okay.
At least it might come to the
All right.
microphone. Sorry. Who is this?
Control Shift.
All right. So that was our rollout assembly video. It would have been way cooler with the audio, but that was actually submitted as a potential video contest winner. So if you're feeling nice and you want to vote for us, that'd be really great. It's Mon Valley School. So the next two videos were created for similar reasons. As we know, the use of visual supports is an evidence-based practice for students with different needs, especially those with autism. So these videos help students conceptualize those multi-step processes, like when you get a green ticket or the steps of shopping at a school store, because they could watch them from start to finish. We changed where the audio was coming out of, so hopefully you can at least hear it through the microphone now, but this is our ticket journey movie.
Fingers crossed.
My name's CJ. I'm gonna show you how to earn Mustang money at Mon Valley.
Guys, I love how you're walking so safely in the hallways wearing your masks. You are being so safe.
They're gonna go and show it to their homeroom teacher.
Great job, guys! Here's your pencils for getting your money. Would you like to pick the sensory bins or the SWPBIS room? The SWPBIS room? Mason, what do you want? The sensory bin.
I know some of you don't know where the sensory bin and swimming room are, so I'm gonna show you. Let's go. If you pick sensory bin, a Mon Valley intern will bring the card to your classroom and you can pick anything you want to play with. Now, if you decide to choose the swimming room instead, you have all these fun activities to choose from. But me, I prefer basketball.
When I receive the name of somebody who gets Mustang bucks, a random number is generated, and they get their name on this chart. Whenever a line is filled, those people in that line qualify for prizes. They can talk to CJ about what prizes they get.
There's a whole list of bingo prizes you can choose from. Right now, I'm by the Mon Valley graffiti wall, where you can leave your mark on the school. Another bingo option is you can choose $150 to use at the school store and get you an item of your choosing. My personal favorite is Social Time with Dr. Dell. All right, Mon Valley, I hope you earned all these cool Cognition rewards for being responsible, respectful, and safe. Have a good day and a good school year. See ya!
You're gonna have to do that one more time.
That's all right. We got it. We got it. Present.
All right. So again, we're going to do one more video, and this one is shopping at the SWPBIS store. It takes you through that whole journey from start to finish. This is one that was especially helpful with my younger kids who had a hard time understanding that they had to wait once they got money to be able to go buy their rewards. They got to see it start to finish.
flash headphones, they got the comfortable headband,
Sorry.
color changing.
Almost had it right.
Hi, I'm Renee.
And I'm Daniel. We're going to show you how to shop at the
Swift
SWPBIS
store. The first step is to gather your money and count how much you have.
High five, dude.
Good job, dude.
Once you have enough money, you go tell your teacher. Come on.
Good job, Mason. Let's find a time that works best for us.
Teachers, there will be a form in the shared drive for the time slot.
Make sure you come up here first to see what you can afford.
I want the headphones right here. We got the flash headphones. They got the comfortable headband, color changing LED lights, color, like everything high quality sound. That means that bass going boom. You know what I'm saying? There are different levels to the SWPBIS store. Make sure you check the prices on each shelf.
You have $125 so you can shop on this shelf and this shelf. What would you like? The bath plate. All right, so that's $50. So you have $75 left, so you can pick one more thing on the bottom shelf if you would like. And a thing of Play-Doh? Fantastic. You have $25 left over that you can save for the next time. Thank you, Mason.
Don't worry, as the prizes go, the SWPBIS team will refill it.
We'll give tips how we got all that stuff. And don't worry if you spend all your money, because you can earn more by getting green tickets from teachers, and students in classrooms can get more money by remembering to nominate their teachers for the I Love RRS, and the winning classroom get $50 a student. And you get it by being
Respectful, responsible, and safe.
You ever watch a video of yourself and then realize you absolutely hate your profile site? Cool. Okay, so you guys saw a lot of things in those videos that now we're going to break down how we've gotten into that. So they talked a little bit about our sensory cards. Again, this goes back to Crystal's point about that delayed reinforcement, and with bingo not being a winner every time. So we have sensory bins that we have created. These are for students who, after they earn a green ticket, can choose this to have sensory time in their room. We have a lot of rooms that actually sign them up at the same time, and a lot of our kids will use this before or after academic time. They can have Play-Doh, kinetic sand. We have poppers in them, bubbles, massage rubber bristles. We had a lot of, anybody know those annoying toys that you hate when your kids get them from a party, but you wind them up and then shoot them on the floor and they spin and play music? That soccer ball haunted me for months, because through school, all I would hear was, ole, 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 ole. And then just like CJ showed you in that video, we have a SWPBIS room. And this one is really cool for our students that can also use it for socializing. So when kids get that green ticket for being recognized for being respectful, responsible, and safe, they sign up for one of these. In this SWPBIS room, they get to go for 15-minute to 20-minute blocks. The teachers sign up on another Google form. If you were in my coworker's presentation on Google Forms in the other room just before this, you'll realize we use Google Forms for almost everything. And what's really great about this is we have a donated PlayStation 3, I think, in there, an Xbox. We have, I think at one point we had 7 donations of foosball tables. We finally had to cut that off. We have the basketball arcade, some really cool things. And Legos, there's an art area that if kids want to go down and design. And what was really cool about this was students wanted to be in here and socialize. So we actually started opening up to teachers to be able to bring their whole classes down. And they would tell their students, hey, you guys have been really respectful during this lesson. You've been really working hard. Let's go down to the SWPBIS room for 15 minutes. Pretty cool. So here's that list of bingo prizes that we kind of touched on with the visual that Kayla made. I think the biggest thing that you need to remember for your bingos is that you create a prize on that bingo that will hit every student. I'm not saying that every prize needs to hit every student, but a student needs to be able to find something on that wall. This really hit us hard when we were doing, I think it was our second year of COVID. We had students that were working from home and learning from home. They would win a bingo because they could still be rewarded for being respectful, responsible, and safe, having their camera on, answering their teacher, raising their hands, muting when they needed to. How were we gonna get them to paint on a graffiti wall? So we came up with some different ideas with our print shop, and we had students pick out decals that they could have sent home and they could hang in their rooms. They could have a t-shirt made. We were sending things home. So it really causes you to get creative. I won't lie, the big pick for most of our students is the $150 for the SWPBIS store. So then we're gonna go in, sorry, to increasing, you ever hit that moment where your brain just, increasing student participation. So when you're looking at our students, you have to find different ways to help them all be a part of projects. And one of the things that we realized was those beautiful matrix posters that we had hanging all around the school. Our visual learners, or our readers, could understand them, but it did not help all of our students. So our SWPBIS team came up with an idea that we were going to allow students to earn more money, cha-ching, and help get more out around the school. So we had classes make information posters, and this is what was sent out to the teachers. We wanted the students to drive these. Teachers were able to monitor and ensure that students hit the correct part of the matrix for that setting. We certainly didn't want someone talking about flushing the toilet for an assembly area, because that obviously doesn't match up. And what was really cool was the different posters that we got. And I can honestly tell you, we had almost every student in that building making posters. We had little ones all the way up to our 21-year-olds, to our vocational students that wanted to make posters to put around the school. And I'm not gonna lie, the cash offer definitely helps. So now you're gonna get to see some of the really cool things. Students use different modalities. They could draw, they could find pictures on the internet, they could use PECs, or they could take photographs of themselves being respectful, responsible, and safe. I use this one in the middle on purpose. I don't know if you all can see that well enough, but one of my ES students in elementary drew the caterpillar man that is supposed to be during assemblies, and the matrix was for safe, and it is saying, keep all your hands and feet to yourself. So I think that it's really cool that we were able to tap into the different things that our students and how they wanted to interpret this and how could they have it come across, because now I can tell you every time that that student sees that, I made that. And it's throughout the entire school. And it was just really interesting to see. For students that were more earlier learners and maybe had difficulty understanding what we were doing, we included them in the pictures, or they helped decorate some of like the coloring of the rainbow. Or we had, Miss Crystal's gonna show you what she did with her class, and there was some really cool ways that she incorporated all of her students at varying learning levels and communication levels to do her posters.
So these are my kids from last year. All of my kids could participate in making the posters by acting out each of the rules. Some of them needed the help of a staff member, but they all participated, which is great to see. In addition to that, we had adults write the rules so that everybody could read them and understand them. However, we also had students write the rules as well. The first two on the left, we just spelled out different words for our kids, and they hand wrote them themselves. And on the last one, I don't know if you can really see it, but we actually put tiny little pencil dots, and they were able to trace the rules. So we incorporated all of our kids one way or another to make sure that they all had their part in making the posters, and they could all be proud of their work as they went through the school.
And my favorite is on this one, the young lady that helped up in that corner, when she goes down a certain hallway and sees that, and she's like, that's me being respectful. So it's really cool. And then the other thing is that students are constantly looking to earn money for the SWPBIS store. I'm not gonna lie, that is a huge motivator. And of course we tell them be respectful, responsible, and safe to earn your green ticket, but we only pass out 1 green ticket a week per staff. Now we have over 100 staff in the building, but you saw we have over 200 students. And we wanna make sure that we're hitting everybody, and we wanna make sure that they're staying motivated. So we came up with additional ideas that a student group or a student or a class can come up with an idea and present it to the SWPBIS team for us to approve and determine a money idea. One of the vocational classes in our Buildings and Ground program came up to me and wanted to earn money. And I said, well, right now we have the posters. You guys could absolutely do more for your vocational group, or you guys put your brains together and come up with it. And they stood there talking and kind of going things out. And then one of them was like, I've got it. Let's take some wood boards and we're gonna cut out wooden signs that read respectful, responsible, and safe, and we're gonna hang them out at school. That's a really cool idea, because now they're having that buy-in at a different level that speaks to their preferences. Our buildings and all of our vocational programs are just awesome. So it's really cool to be able to see them take that skill and then use it for our PBIS. So this was one of the things that we came up with. It was actually during COVID. I don't know how many people took time off during the beginning of the pandemic. We only closed for those initial 3 months of 2020 from March until June. We were back in the building in September. And anybody else who knows how difficult that was. Keeping masks on students, keeping masks on yourself, cleaning your rooms, staying contained in your rooms. People got tired fast. And so I believe it was right around February that the PBIS, our SWPBIS team, decided that we needed to do something to jazz things up. And so we tossed around ideas, and we finally came up with, we called it I Heart RRS. And we decided that we were going to make our students our police officers. And the kids loved it. So what we did was students catch staff being respectful, responsible, and safe. And they loved it, because trust me, if you weren't being RRS in their eyes, they told you. So, Miss Amanda, I don't like when your voice goes high. That's not respectful. So, what we did was classes nominated a staff member that they felt was doing RRS on a weekly basis. Those all went into a drawing. Teachers could win a gift card. I think we selected 2 names per week. Teachers could win a gift card. I think we got up to $10. And plus, trust me, when we started, we had $5 gift cards. We've learned how to fundraise and do different things, but they get a gift card. And then the classroom that nominated that winning teacher, everybody won $50 for the SWPBIS store. So those kids were like, what? I get to tell my teachers what they're doing right or wrong, and you're gonna pay me for it? This program was only supposed to be a temporary Band-Aid to help staff kind of get through a really crappy time. I'm very proud to say that 2 years later, we are still implementing this program. It doesn't start at the beginning of the year, because let's be honest, who has time at the beginning of the year to do anything? But we typically add it in right before the holidays, when you start getting that little bit of, oh my gosh, I need it to be June. And it's really cool. We've done different things. You can see, like March Madness, we made basketballs. We quickly learned that took forever on our crickets, so we stopped doing that. We did Valentine's, and then we had a St. Patty's Day one. We made, I think, umbrellas and raindrops for April. We've really come up with some different things, so it's really cool. In regards to rewards, we always like to think we know what our students want, but we also want to make sure that we're asking our students. You can do this in focus group formats, you can have preference assessments, you can do a questionnaire. A lot of our students are really great about just letting us know what they're looking for. We had one young woman ask us for makeup. Okay, well, I can't give you like certain things, but we were able to add eyeshadow. More wireless speakers and headphones, always the way to go. We used to just offer plain potato chips, and some of our older students, I don't know how many of you guys, these kids like these spicy chips that burn your tongue off. We added spicy chips to it. We added Capri Suns. We added fruit snacks that had texture issues with potato chips. And then a lot of our kids, they come up and ask, are you gonna get more worms for the store? They mean a specific fidget toy, okay? So now it's really cool to think about what things you guys can do in your classroom. We have 2 more things that Miss Crystal is going to tell you about how that she's implemented at Mon Valley that you can take and maybe adapt for your setting.
All right, so with a program that is super awesome, who have a lot of people with really great ideas, it can turn into a lot of steps and a lot of processes to participate in a SWPBIS program. So what we wanted to do was kind of make a one-stop shop where every link, every video, every resource would be in one spot. So this is the classroom that we made. The Bitmoji is our principal. I had way too much fun making that. So on the right, it has everything to do with our ticket journey. We have the ticket tracker, room signups, store signups, and bin signups. One of the questions that we got all the time was, what rewards can my kids get? What rewards can I get if I win bingo? So those are both listed right there. And then we also have some media stuff there. We have our shopping video for the kids to watch. We have an RRS Jeopardy game that they like to play, and also just a story about kindness. This is our newsletter. Again, Dr. Dow's and Pumpkins, we love that. This is another one of the things that we use to kind of update the bingo winners, put a fun joke in there, and put some updates for things that are coming up at the school. This is actually something that we're working on having students take over. So we have an older student in mind that we are going to train and have him apply skills that he learns in his vocational classes to something to help us with our SWPBIS program.
So we're actually doing really good on time. I'm actually better because I thought I would have been done by like 3:45. So what are some ideas and things that you guys think you want to take back to your school? Or do you have any questions about anything that we've done that you kind of wanted to know? I know our social worker wanted us to say something specific, fundraising. How do we get all of those awesome things in our store, right? Because what? One of the things that we have found is donations. We get those through, we are able to participate in the Toys for Tots program because a lot of our students are lower socioeconomic status, and we have a lot of things left over because the Marines are very, very generous with us. So we will use leftover Toys for Tots. I don't know if you all have something called Education Partnership out by you, but it is a program in Pittsburgh that allows teachers to come and shop for free during certain periods, and you can pick up. Sometimes you will hit the mother load, and we got Contigo cups that our kids are going nuts for. And then other times you come back with fake hair extensions. So, or eyelashes. Those didn't go in the store. So we do that. We also do different fundraisers. One of our cool ones, Miss Mayberry, has one. Oh, she's modeling another one. So that's what I was going to do, our pumpkin. So last year for Halloween, Miss Mayberry is an awesome gardener. She grew a pumpkin that was probably half the size of this podium. And we did a drawing on the night of open house, and people could pay $1 for a guess, and it was basically like a 50-50. We split the winnings with them. And it ended up being a teacher who won, who was an incredibly kind man, and he donated his half back to us. Another thing that we've started doing is we have a print shop. It started off as a club in our school, and it's now turning into vocational, and our students are creating decals. So, as Miss Mayberry stood up, all of us from Mon Valley are wearing our respectful, responsible, and safe shirts. This decal was designed by 2 of our students. It was printed by the print shop, and staff can purchase it. I think my shirt that I got, because I don't wear long sleeves, I run at like hot temperature all the time, I think this one's gonna be about $15. We're probably gonna make about an $8 profit on that. And then the baseball tees are gonna be between 20 and 25, and we're probably gonna make about another $8 profit on that. We take a lot of advantage of Dollar Tree. You gotta watch, because sometimes they don't have some great stuff. But a lot of those things in the $50 and $100 level are just toys from Dollar Tree. And one of our biggest things is when you clean out your kid's closet, take it to your school. Put it in the SWPBIS room. We had somebody, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, bring us a garbage bag of Squishmallows with the tag still on. Guess what's really popular in the store right now? So there's a lot of things that you can do to earn the money, or earn the funds to pay for this. You guys, I mean, I don't know, you guys know all the tried and true things, and we really don't want to put more work on you. It's really great when you can come up with different fundraisers that include your students, because hello, who doesn't want this awesome shirt that 2 of my students designed, right? That's really cool. Or doing the pumpkin thing, having kids do different things. There are things where you could work with your art teacher and create a calendar based on your students' artwork. I mean, there's just, the possibilities are endless. You just have to be creative. And that's why when you're talking with your PBIS team, you really have to have a strong team. Everyone thinks, oh, I want to be the leader. Oh, I want to be the leader. You need a communicator. You need a decision maker. You need a fundraiser. You need all of those things to make a successful team. And now I'll ask you guys if you have any questions. I'm sorry. Oh, we have a timekeeper right now that sucks. We tease her all the time, because then I'm usually the one, and she'll go, oh yeah, the meeting ended 2 minutes ago. Do you guys have any questions? I know I talk a lot. Really, it was that good of a presentation? Come on. We did not include our emails because I'm technologically not that smart with making presentations, but I'm hoping that we can get them added to the PowerPoint that will be shared with all of you, so that if you do have any questions, please, please, please feel free to reach out. If you get to me, Crystal, Dr. Dowell, we can get you to the right person to kind of help you cultivate any ideas that you may have. I'm going to end with a quote. The goal of a positive behavior support is not perfect children, but it's rather the goal to create that perfect environment for enhancing their growth. And then, because I have to include students more because I'm so proud, thank you for your time. That's all, folks.